dedicated to southern and eastern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. While some parts of the nation are struggling with increased cases of COVID-19, two major cities in the U.S. relaxed restrictions today that were put in place when the pandemic hit. CBS's Tom Hansen has the latest from New York.
Indoor dining is now back in the nation's capital.
Excited to be open for business. It's been 3 long months, but we have to do it safely.
It's part of Washington, D.C.'s multi-step plan to reopen. Restaurants are allowed to operate at 50% capacity, and nail salons, libraries, and gyms are open with some restrictions. New York City also took big steps today to get back on track, with up to 300,000 people returning to work.
A historic day as the nation's largest city, the nation's largest economy gets back on its feet.
Outdoor dining is allowed, barbershops are open, and so are many stores for the first time in months. And some good news for smaller New Yorkers. The city's playgrounds reopened today with new social distancing rules in place, but team sports are still not allowed in public parks. Florida remains open for business despite a steady rise of COVID-19 infections. Officials there say the average age for newly diagnosed cases is dropping.
It's probably because a lot of the young people are tired of staying inside and everybody wants to get out and live their lives, as do I. I want to get out and live my life too.
Governor Ron DeSantis says there are no plans to slow Florida's reopening or begin a mandatory mask order, but some cities like Tampa and Orlando are implementing mask orders of their own. Tom Hansen, CBS News, New York.
Here in Kentucky, Governor Andy Beshear gave his first coronavirus briefing since Thursday. 90 new cases were announced in Kentucky today, bringing the total number of confirmed cases to 13,839. Now, the governor announced no new deaths at 4 o'clock, but we have since learned of one death in Harlan County today, the second death in that county, and Laurel County just reported its third death. And the total number of cases now in Laurel County has risen to at least 69. At least 526 Kentuckians have lost their lives to the virus. The governor will probably announce those deaths in Laurel and Harlan counties tomorrow. 3,534 people have recovered from the virus, and that number is probably very low. It's probably a lot higher than that. The governor also made a correction to yesterday's case numbers. 3 additional cases were added to yesterday's total, increasing the number of cases yesterday to 120. Now, a number of new cases were announced today by health departments across eastern Kentucky. For more on COVID-19 across the region, go to our website, WYMT.com. People once again went to Frankfort to wait in line for unemployment help this morning, despite state officials saying walk-up help would not be offered today. But dozens decided to take their chances anyway. Some people were helped immediately, while others could not get in the Health Cabinet building. Jacob Bishop was one of the lucky ones today. After waiting 6 hours on Friday, he was told to come back today, where he waited in line for 15 minutes. And once inside, his claim was resolved in less than 5 minutes.
The problem was there was a question that asked if I was able to work full-time, excluding restrictions due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and I put that I was not available. I answered that question incorrectly.
Now, most people whose claims have been resolved say it was something very simple to fix. State officials say they will continue to assist people not helped last week through tomorrow before more in-person walk-up help is offered. Community members in Powell County are taking it upon themselves to care for the highest risk in their communities again. Another increase in COVID cases is forcing people into action. Jim Stratman has more.
When Kentucky went on lockdown, some counties had more cases of COVID-19 than others did. Powell County was one of the others.
During that point, in being closed, we had only 1-2 cases confirmed. I think as of today, we've had a total of 7 cases.
Michael Frazier took it upon himself to help his neighbors during that initial phase and started the Powell County Corona Crisis Center.
And we wanted to find a way to bring some sort of comfort to those individuals without having to sacrifice essential necessities just for momentary bits of safety.
The Crisis Center acts as a hub to help get the highest risk members of the community essential supplies, medicine, and food. Fraser tells me that initially the help center needed some help itself in convincing the community that they were there to serve them. Now that it's coming back for a second time, the community is excited.
Having a free delivery service without somebody trying to send a certain message to you without charging you, that was something that they had to believe themselves. Yeah. So doing things like that, that's where we really had to engage and fine-tune our processes. In the first round, we did over 60 deliveries. For a community of this size, that is pretty impressive. The Help Center hotline is open from 9 a.m. to noon on Wednesdays and Thursdays. After that, the volunteers will go out and deliver the goods to those in need. Reporting in Powell County, Jim Stratman, WKYT.
Saw the sunshine again today after it was kind of a little bit of a rainy and stormy night last night. And, well, we're going to see the rain and possibly a few thunderstorms once again heading into your Tuesday. So you want to get out and enjoy the evening while you can. Let's go ahead and take you to some cameras, though, where you can see the beautiful sunshine over along US 119, US 23 in Jenkins. They've, of course, remained on the drier side today, like all of us really here in the mountains. Maybe a stray shower popping up or maybe just some kind of low-lying clouds in Jackson. 83 degrees right now. So this feels like 85 with that dew point right around 66 degrees. So it is a little bit on that muggy side out there, but not too bad. A lot of us into about those low to mid 80s. Cooler and wise at 79 degrees, 84 in Hazard and London. Nice and warm, 85 down into Bell County and Middlesboro and over into Harlan County and Harlan. So no, not seeing any rain over there in Jackson. That camera just looking a little bit, seeing some clouds starting to move in though, but mostly dry for all of us. Few stray rain chances really just to the west of us, and we're going to continue to kind of see just a few stray rain chances heading into the rest of those evening hours. So some isolated thunderstorms are possible this evening, mostly some showers moving in, and those look to really move in right around midnight and into your Tuesday. Those temperatures dropping into about the upper 60s tonight. We'll start the day off with some showers and kind of seeing those showers on and off as we head throughout the day on Tuesday. I'll have a look at your Tuesday forecast coming up in a little bit.
Thank you, Paige. With the 4th of July coming up soon, many families across the country will look to go out of town. But health experts are worried about the increased travel due to the spike in coronavirus cases across the country. Kimberly Kege talked with health experts for tips on how to stay safe this summer.
The number of coronavirus cases have spiked across the tri-state region following the Memorial Day holiday. And now Public Health Director Chris Crum is speaking up in hopes of reminding the community why continuing to flatten the curve is crucial.
We've already seen some of the people coming back from some of these travel destinations and bring that back with them. And we're starting to see a much quicker rise in the number of cases.
More spikes could be on the rise as Kentucky broadens guidance for group gatherings starting June 29th and an increase in holiday travel.
There's some new guidelines that the state of Kentucky has out, and so now it's gatherings up to 50 will be allowed during the 4th of July. So, you went from 10 to 50, so you exponentially increase the chances of exposure.
When on the road, remember to follow the guidance too.
All the places where there's common touch areas, if you're getting gas, how many people are going to touch that gas handle? Use those wipes, wash your hands whenever. If you don't have access to water, make sure that, avoid going into as many restaurants as possible.
Prioritizing your family's safety this holiday. Kimberly Kege, WSAZ News Channel 3.
Family and friends have gathered to say their final goodbyes today to Carol Barr, the late wife of Kentucky Congressman Andy Barr. The 39-year-old mother of two was laid to rest in Lexington today, one day after their 12-year wedding anniversary. Last week, Barr died suddenly at her home from a heart condition. Today's funeral was streamed on YouTube. The Hatfield and McCoy tours are starting back up in Pike County. WYMT's Dakota Makris has a history lesson and more from tourism leaders.
The famous feud of two families. Driving or walking tours, teaching history lessons.
Seeing these people return, it just fuels the hope the whole charge of our marketing to get people to rediscover and discover Eastern Kentucky and Pikeville, Pike County.
This past Saturday, a family visited from Illinois.
His yearning was to come and see what he read about
for their son's 15th birthday.
He said, I want to go to Eastern Kentucky and see the Hatfield-McCoy history. So when he got here, he knew more than his parents knew.
Hundreds of years later, the Hatfield and McCoys are helping the local economy.
Woodworkers, stained glass, steel punch, corn shuck. They're bringing those off the front porch, those artists, into venues of gift shops, farmers markets.
Working hard to keep people safe who want to learn more about the rich history of Pike County.
We wear masks. We hand sanitize every 15 minutes our hands, our phones continuously, our doorknobs.
A family feud of more than 20 years.
The Hatfield-McCoys are still bringing people together today.
Keeping the spirit of history alive for years to come. In Pike County, Dakota Makris, WYMT Mountain News.
The Pike County Tourism Office is open Monday through Saturday from 9 to 5. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, find out how to best protect yourself from scams during the COVID-19 outbreak.
And rain chances increase heading into your Tuesday, but how long will they stick around? I'll have that answer coming up.